armor, the like green armor you've got there, almost kind of looks like a little beetle with like its little like wings, and it's coming like as though it's coming right at you.
Yeah, it's actually a good point. It's kind of like a scarab looking.
Yeah.
All right, I've actually started the timer now after our sync.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Crit Couch, and I am still sad about the raft.
And I'm Skylar.
Yes. Yeah, I'm Michael. We're gonna go.
Like you forget.
Who am I? I'm Ed Womp. I've just become Ed Womp now. We're gonna go.
I refuse to call you that.
We got to find a way to prove that we're from Greenwood, so we're forced to go back.
Do what the dog told you to do. Like, move your little legs around and shake your tail.
Oh, my God.
Okay. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it like jitters the screen in a weird way.
Give me some. What? I am Billy, leader of the Woodston Trio. Our show is really exciting.
Well, don't undersell it, I guess.
Okay, this one is... What's up, Mole? I am always digging in the ground, so sometimes I dig up strange things. I just dug up some dog bones to arrow.
What?
I got scared and reburied
them. Obsession with death in this forest. Holy crap, they are morbid creatures. That does not look like... Okay, actually, he does look kind of like a mole. Never mind. At first, I was going to say he looks just kind of like a little gumdrop, but...
I'm going to eat you.
Will another crocodile show up? Whoa!
Come on, aren't you surprised? Get the
I was, actually.
Get out of here. There once was a raft made from the bark of my branches. You must find this raft. I believe it might be able to help you in some way.
Yeah, well, it's a dick.
If you help me... Hey, man, your kid's an asshole. I'm going to need you to do something about that shit. All right. Whatever. God...
Does he just do that
every time you walk through here, he comes out and yells boo.
I love him.
Of course you do. All right. I think what we have to do is...
walking on these gators.
Oh, yeah. Ed Womp touched the small bird. Oh, apparently I still have the dream rod equipped. That's good. So the bird is definitely dreaming.
Oh, shit.
Turbo refused to give his life to the evil one, Death Toll. He fought Death Toll trying to save Greenwood and all its... He was such a good doggo. Like, this little puppy fights the king of evil.
Good Turbo.
The king sells out everyone.
This dog,
but doggo's coming to the rescue. But he was defeated.
If only there was like some... God above with his little angel minion who could have jumped in and assisted the Turbo.
During the situation.
Yeah.
Go to the light shrine and release the Guardian of the Woods. You will find what you are looking for. There is a bird, Tiki, that may tell you how to use the raft. You must protect Greenwood now that I am gone. What's going on up here? Turbo, wait. Hey, Tiki. The rafts will only carry the residents of Greenwood. Yeah, maybe if you bring something that used to belong to Turbo, they might help you. There are some leaves from Greenwood buried with Turbo. So we had the mole that told us he dug up the bones.
Oh, I got it. I was just... It's like, so if you bring something that maybe belonged to Turbo, it's like, well, I've got his femur.
So...
Oh.
Hey, Turbo.
What the fuck is wrong with this forest? So that's the dog?
Such a good boy. Oh.
Why didn't you just bring the dog bones and be like, fuck you, Raft? Like,
you
is
asshole.
What you want? Make me go dig up bones of a dog. The hell is this? Never put a dog in a story.
You have to prove you're from Greenwood. Bitch, the whole fucking world has just been sealed away. Like,
get over yourself, Raft.
Like, I am the first living thing aside from whatever these like crazy.
I still don't like
these
that flower.
like fire fuckers and poison flowers are. Like,
was there a little butterfly following you?
There was that flower was spitting death bugs at me. Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that was going on. Leaves.
I like to think that like I come up here. Come on, you. Those are leaves from Greenwood. Turbo symbol. We will take you to the light shrine. I just like to think that I come up here.
Turbo symbol are just random leaves.
Yeah, literally they could have been stuck in my shoe and these idiot rafts would have been like, oh yeah, man, you're totally from Greenwood. But never mind the fact that I'm the only living thing they've seen, like I was trying to say, besides all of this garbage nonsense. Like,
this game is something, man.
Look, man, nobody ever said disembodied chunks of wood had good logic.
So do you prefer like action RPGs to your standard like true RPGs?
It depends.
I guess you have to define what a true RPG is. I guess I'm talking about like, your turn-based, very like statistics heavy.
I like them for different reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I was a very heavy RPG player as a kid.
Yeah.
And
because you're still into like the Dragon Quest stuff and
yeah, but I think part of why I liked RPGs, and I think this is true of a lot of people, like when I was younger, was where the story emphasis was more so than other games, and a lot of that, from a historical perspective, was just because you couldn't tell deeper stories in other games, It was a space thing. Like, you had enough time to dedicate to like multiple crazy levels in Mario, but
the trio's all the simple.
Yeah.
Will they dance for you?
oh, that's so. God, I'll save
Yeah,
that for when
fine.
we get to our next portal, and we can go back there and take a look at him. Fucking Deathfly. So like that was where you got your stories and stuff were in.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we're just going to open up a whole bunch of these gates as we go. Oh, one thing I was trying to say earlier, and these ghosts reminded me of it, about like the thematic consistency between the games, is sometimes like sound effects and sprites will also carry between games. So like these weird ghost things show up in Illusion of Gaia. And a lot of the sound effects of like taking damage and stuff show up in ActRaiser. Where I guess technically ActRaiser came first, so they reused those sounds for this. But while like on the one hand, I guess you could say it might seem lazy, it does
Step into the torrent
Yeah.
of death.
it does create kind of like a cool like thematic consistency where the worlds feel like they could be linked, not just from a story perspective, but from an aesthetic perspective.
Well, and that's kind of neat just from like when you play those games, maybe not even necessarily back to back, but if you're really familiar with them, it's like a cool little Easter egg.
Yeah. But in terms of the RPG, action RPG stuff, I mean, that's, like I was saying, you got the interesting kind of stories, so to speak, in RPGs. And, I mean, I guess there's a piece of that that's maybe rose-tinted from like a nostalgia perspective, because realistically, if you go back and play the first Final Fantasy, the story is super bare bones, and there's not really any those light balls or enemies we can't kill till much later.
Yeah. I like their like creepy little grins.
Yeah. But like, the story is actually pretty terrible in the original Final Fantasy, and
Yeah.
even compared to, say, the first Dragon Warrior, where like Final Fantasy was kind of a more, it felt a little like more aesthetically grown up in a lot of ways because of the way the battle sprites worked and stuff like that. But the actual delivery of the text is pretty awful, and because of the way it's delivered, there's not a lot of good characterization that can happen. I mean, pretty much all the characters in the original Final Fantasy have like one line of dialogue that shows up in like this. The text boxes are pretty abysmal, honestly, in a lot of ways. They're a box that's like drawn onto the screen with the text kind of in it, and then it just goes away, as opposed to Dragon Warriors, which just like has this permanent box and scrolling text, and it feels a lot cleaner in terms of the actual effect. But even still, you still didn't get the amount of like story and kind of unique characters.
This place is hard to see.
Yeah, this place you need the little dude. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of just a fascinating thing to look back on, because as a kid with games that didn't have anything else, like those were our story games, and so there's kind of an attachment to the idea of bigger worlds and more interesting characters that had kind of permanence to them that resides in like the traditional RPG, whereas the action RPG tried to find sort of a middle ground. I mean, and honestly, I would say there weren't that many, at least in the U.S., action RPGs that showed up on the NES. There were plenty of Super Nintendo ones. I say that not compared to regular. But there was still enough that you could see the experimentation happening. So they were kind of different monsters in a sense. Like, I liked the gameplay aspect of the action RPG. It feels like you're more in control, but I liked the size of the world and being able to have kind of multiple characters, because that's one of the limitations, especially of early action RPGs, is you can only have so many characters before it becomes unwieldy. I mean, even like Secret of Mana kind of tried to do that, and it was a mostly good game. There were some other issues with Secret of Mana, like how it was supposed to be part of the Nintendo CD system that never got released because of a lot of political, like, internal company politics. But there were problems. Like, you had two characters kind of following you around, and they were mostly computer controlled. You could have other players control them, especially if you had the multi-tap. You could have up to...
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was a multi-tap for the Super NES that would expand up to 4 controllers, and Secret of Mana had 2 additional characters that could be player controlled. But it did lead to weird stuff, you know, like the AI would get caught on things, and they would you still had to command them to use spells and stuff, and they mostly just auto attacked. So it was really hard to have a group of characters that competently acted with you and then also could be a part of the story. So the appeal of RPGs still in that era kind of held as being the bigger cast of characters that you could kind of get invested in. So I guess we're back here now, and we can say, hey, don't walk around. How else am I supposed to talk to you guys? The band is back together, so let's start the show. Even though you are our only audience, we will try our best. Please watch the 2 other guys.
Wait, what? They can just change into chipmunks?
How did you like it? For our next number, you must try and guess the real squirrel, me. We will move around, and if you choose correctly, you will win a prize. Please talk with whom you think the real squirrel is. Here we go.
I've got eyes on him. Yep.
You're right. Okay, I will give you a present. Edwomp received a medical herb. So,
don't you already have a medical herb?
I used it, but so every area kind of has its own way of getting
You
herbs.
were saying that before, yeah.
And this is like the amount of time it takes to do this. You could just teleport back to Green Valley and go talk to the lady at the shop and just get an herb. Like, there's no reason to do it. Oh, hey, it's Monmo. This place is so bright I cannot see. Would you please lead me to my house? I will follow you. Please take to the hole that leads to my home.
Take to the hole.
Take to the hole.
So, how much time do we have left before?
About 2-ish minutes.
Okay, I'll save this for next one.
All right.
But just to at least plan it, I'm curious if you think, like, maybe, do you have to walk this slow for him? Piston. Oh, all right. That answers that.
I thought that's Monmo. Which one of these is your hole, Monmo? Oh, that's just wrong. I'll give you a present. Could you wait here? Come into my hole. Monmo.
Chill out, buddy.
Did a female mole come by here? No, I am living down here alone. Oh, I think I have heard this story. There once was a cute female mole living around here, but she was taken away by evil creatures. I am scared.
Monmo, you doing all right?
Edwomp received mole's ribbon.
I have questions.
Well, here's how this goes. We come over here and equip a ribbon that Monmo, a mole, used to be fond of when she was alive. That's Monmo's ribbon. All right, I will move if you give that to me.
Did he just die?
I didn't know that he was a ghost. Both of us fell in love with Monmo. One day, Monmo was captured by evil. He tried to rescue her, but never came back. These poor animals just go up against Death Toll and just get
not a good
slaughtered.
time.
No. Anyways, take this bracelet and revive Greenwood. I know those 2 moles would have liked to live here in peace. Edwomp received the shield bracelet. So now we have like a little defense increasing item.
But do you have to like equip that every time you want to use it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not hard to just go back in and swap to my herb when I'm getting low on health.
Got it.
So I'm going to go ahead and save now that we have the shield bracelet, and next time on Crit Couch, we'll venture back into the Light Shrine.
Knock, knock, knocking out heaven's door.
You have been waiting for me to come back to the Master's Shrine for that shit.
Yeah, I have been quiet for a little bit for that reason, but we'll get there.
No, Master, I can't do it anymore. I don't want to continue.
I'm ending it.
Nope, it's over. Next time on Crit Couch, it's
Told you
really
it was-
over.
Told you. Oh god. Series 2. I fucking quit.
I just reset.